climate change is, in fact, a national security issue. We need to change how we think about this.
I want clean water and I want clean air. And that's so simple.
So the idea was, let's make a movie about climate change that doesn't care whether you believe in climate change or not.
That's exactly what it became very quickly. I set out to make a movie on solutions to climate change. It's just my uncle and his college roommate from the class of '54 at Harvard were sending me climate denier articles. So it became important to keep them in mind as we were making the movie. And quickly on, we learned we don't need to blame, we don't need to shame, we just need to move forward. Let's just stick with the solutions. And then one of the first people we interviewed was a guy named Bernie Carl, who's revolutionizing geothermal power up in Alaska.
It cost me about $12 a day to refrigerate this place. If you did it on diesel fuel standard, it would be $750 a day.
And when I interviewed him, I said, do you believe in climate change? He doesn't believe humans are causing climate change.
Do I think man is causing global warming? No.
Yet he's revolutionizing geothermal power. He's making it much more accessible and much cheaper that can go all over the planet. And I thought, you don't need to be worrying about whether people believe in climate change or not, because all this stuff is just good business.
This is working. We're doing it. I mean, the lights are on right now geothermally.
I'm curious about, you profile the town of Roscoe, Texas, and this was a place where the economy went bust. I mean, the Dairy Queen closed, and if DQ closes, you know you're in trouble. But then they found a way to sort of harness the very thing that they'd been cussing all these years.
Cliff Etheridge is the star of that piece in the film, and he's the star of Roscoe, Texas, as far as I'm concerned. He's this one-armed cotton farmer who saw all these wind farms being developed to his south, and all he had was cotton farmers with these small tracts of land, and no one wanted to deal with all those contracts, but he patched 400 farmers together. He created, at the time, the world's biggest wind farm. It still is one of.
This is strictly dry land. We sit here and pray for rain and cuss the wind. Now what we've been cussing all these years turned out to be a blessing.
Did you, when it was all said and done, did you convince your uncle?
He's going to see it tonight. His college roommate saw it last May at a pre-screening in Boston and has since recommended it to everyone he knows. I almost think we've had more enthusiasm from the right and the people who are conservative that were getting to see the film than anybody else, because I feel like there's a lot of people who understand that waste is bad and that there's got to be a better way to create energy, but they're just not on board with climate change. But when we present what we present in the film this way, it's something they can actually agree with and go, oh, I can do that. And I think a lot of people realize now their grandchildren won't be mad at them because they can actually say, well, I can do that.
I've heard enough. I'm convinced. I don't need to hear any more about we're all doomed. We know it's a big task, but it's also a fantastic and huge opportunity.